I wonder if, hopefully this doesn't drop. It was dropping a minute ago. But I reset it. Can you see me? Can you not? I have no idea. Hopefully, hopefully I don't run into a skunk or something. Okay, it's been on for 40 seconds. I think it's going to go through. Maybe I'll see some hellos. Hello, everybody. It says one viewer. Thank you for coming in, one viewer. Keep walking. Yo, what's up? You're back. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm almost to my office, so you'll see me better. And I can eat something. I wonder if my food's in my car. I'll have to look. Always appreciate you there. I hope I don't run into any crazy animals. There's a lot of animals there. But to be honest, out of all of them, it's probably the skunk that I'm afraid of the most. Javelinas are kind of cool. I guess mountain lions are scary. But it's a beautiful night. Look at the moon right there. Is it a full moon tonight? I don't know. Is it a full moon everywhere in the world at once, or is it just for like an area? I wonder that. No, it's not quite a full moon. It's almost there. It's like 3/4 of a moon. Hi, how are you, Dragon High? Here's my office. If I had an area to be my office at home, I would definitely be there more often. Hey, Fibro boy, how are you? I don't know if I said that right. Let's look in this car, see if I... Okay, my food might be inside. Is that like a card or card? Huh! It's you. What's up, Stevie? Stever J? Which that might be better because I'm a little more free on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Nerf Bro, what's up? I'm back. I'm in the light, as you can see. Not a perjury about it. I said everything I said. Boo what? Boo what? Boo Burns? You're at the room? What room? My room? This is not my room. This is my office. I'm being a degenerate and living in it. Not really. Kinda. I leave for a few hours a day. Should I take off the microwave, guys? Take this off. Or maybe I should just vent it. We're gonna vent it. 1, 2, 3. So we'll try 2 minutes. I don't know. I haven't played a lot of it. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure because there's a lot of mini games. I'm sure there's games I'd like. Like I'm not a big fan of Fortnite, but I like certain games. Why does that water taste like soap? Am I the problem? You're a ghost? Nerf Pro, you're not a ghost, bro. I'm a ghost. I don't know who X or Taboo. I don't know. I've been listening to music in a while, so I wouldn't know, bro. Sorry. I'm kind of a weirdo like that. Do you like hummus? Yes, I have hummus right here. I was eating it earlier with some carrots. See? Look at it. I like the red pepper. The ones with roasted red peppers. That's like my favorite. They need to put more red pepper in it, though. Let's clean out my thing. Just gotta dump out some water right now. Am I a lefty? No, I'm not a lefty. I'm a righty. I'm a righty tighty, not a lefty loosey. Okay, where are you, bro? Wait, what's that in the corner over there? Is that a ghost on the wall? I just saw a ghost on the wall. I like hummus with vegetables. I like the red pepper hummus the best, though. Look at my new mic I got. I'm gonna start streaming some stuff. I don't know where to put you guys. Maybe there. No, hold on. I got my food coming. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. So right now I got some potatoes and chicken, and it looks like, oh, these are green beans. Ah! Ah! I don't know who XSXR Tabio, but I didn't know he died. You're a ghost or a guest? Be my guest. Be my guest. Look at, I just have like a gold plaque lying on the floor over here. I'm a fan from 14 years ago. Well, I think I was on TikTok like 3 years ago, but they banned me. That's why I'm on YouTube now. Jimin, no, I don't know you. Who are you? You're a subhuman over me? That's interesting. I'm gonna listen to some scary stories while we're talking, because I like to listen to scary stories. I'd actually watch them on screen with you guys, but I'd have to switch over. If you guys want me to switch over, I can. You're hungry? Here. It's cheese potatoes. I have no knives. I gotta eat like that. You're from China? You're a ghost from China in my room. What's going on with you, bro? I had TikTok. Almost 1 million subscribers, and they banned me. So I joined this like last October. Since then, I got 2 accounts with almost 2 million. This account's growing pretty good right now. If you can like, comment, and share, and put some W's in the chat. No, you go to bed, bro. I'm 60 years old. I don't need to go to bed. You're in bed? What a weirdo, bro. I'm just... You're watching me in bed? You subbed? Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for the sub! Woo! Hey, what's up, the family? I wonder what's going on. I was going to watch some scary stories. Or just listen to them. Hey, what's up, the family? Sorry you're bored. I'm being bored because I'm eating. It's really hot, though. Ooh, these look scary. I hope there's no copyrighted music. Thank you for subbing. Terrifying true stories.
When I was 21 years old,
No, I don't
would be
wanna
home
hear these.
alone at my parents' house a lot.
I want to see scary videos. I want to see, like, real videos. Let's see what real videos look like. Hey, what's up, Vibro? Thanks for coming in. You live in Kenya? That's cool. I live in the USA. What?
Hello, viewers. Today we bring you the top 40 scariest TikTok
Name a card to
videos
edit?
of all
Supra.
time. So relax and enjoy the scariest TikTok videos.
You
of
live in
all
London?
time.
I live in France.
TikTok
I don't wear any
YouTuber was
underpants.
filming a charming video of a cat late one night when something occurred.
Oh,
that
there's
she
something
still
happening
can't
to this cat.
explain.
It's probably time for you guys to be up in England. Right now, everybody's probably in bed in America.
One
I
of
don't have
Amy's
money
cats
either.
Went behind
Can
the
I have money?
curtains, turned around, and appeared to vanish.
Give me
into
my
the floor.
money.
The situation remains unclear.
Give me my
Even after
money.
enhancing the footage,
Where do I live? In
which provides
Arizona.
no evident
United
explanation
States.
for the cat's disappearance. Unfortunately, Ibby did not provide additional details about the unusual video, but it is confirmed that all her cats are safe and
Hey,
accounted.
Tamela, go to bed.
The nature
I didn't tell
of
you
this
to wake
event
up. Go to
remains
bed.
a mystery, leaving it open to interpretation.
Give me that.
Amber
Give me
Carter
the
from Melbourne,
money.
Australia, and her friend Tiana were parked at McDonald's, savoring
Give me
their
the
meal, when
money.
they were suddenly startled by a frightening incident.
Hi. Oh my god, Tiana, go. Go.
I should do some videos with my grandma.
Oh my god. Tiana.
You live in LA? I love LA. I grew up in LA.
Tiana. Tiana. Oh my god, oh my god.
Amber reported that a strange woman approached her car window from behind and tried to open the passenger door multiple times. Initially startled by the
That sounds
woman's
scary.
appearance,
That's
she
a method.
mistook her for a zombie.
Actually,
The woman
let's
in
go
question,
back. I don't want to watch that crappy one. Okay, let's watch 22 true
My
horror
name is
stories.
Brandon White, and I used to get food from the McDonald's restaurant close to my house every day. A couple of months ago, I walked in to get something.
What am I watching?
attended
I'm
by a
watching
female
horror
employee
movies.
named Mary.
This girl has a
She
dick
was
for a nose.
middle-aged, had short brown hair, and was slightly overweight. While I waited for my
I don't know who
she tried to get to know me,
Exo Tabble
making
is.
small talk.
I'm sorry he
I
died
didn't
though.
mind at the time. She seemed nice, and there was nothing odd about our conversation. After giving me my sandwich, I left, not knowing that visiting McDonald's that day
You grew up
would
in
lead to
Russia.
my biggest mistake ever. The
I
next
grew up
few
in
days
California.
After meeting her weren't that different from the first. But as more days went by, I
You're
began
rich?
to notice something strange about Mary.
Then give me the
For
money.
starters,
No, you don't.
Mary
You guys
was
never have
always
to
the
give me
one
money.
taking my orders. This was unusual for McDonald's. To
I
make things
try and
worse,
make money
the
to,
conversations
like
she
other
tried to
ways
have
than
with me
begging my
only
like
became weirder and
subscribers.
left me uncomfortable in most
You know,
situations.
I
She
have.
would say strange things.
I
Like
do
how
commercials
I
for
looked so
TikTok.
sexy and tasty, and sometimes ask me questions that no
Your
employee
dad
should
is
have been
famous?
interested in.
Is he a
Everything
assassin
about Mary's
rapper?
behavior was odd. She looked almost 10 years older than
No,
me.
I'm eating
It didn't strike
dinner.
me as that sort of person in any way. Eventually,
I went to
began
church
visiting
tonight,
another
so
McDonald's
my
far
dad
away from
left
my
me
house,
dinner.
deciding
My
to
family
risk
doesn't go to
reporting
church
Mary
with me.
and getting her fired. A couple of weeks went by.
You have 100
One
million
day,
subs,
I
the
walked
family?
into the
That's
new
crazy.
McDonald's and saw Mary working at the counter. I was shocked and expected her to tell me if
Amanda
she was
Ashley, thank
filling
you
in
for the
something.
sub.
But
Woo!
instead, Mary acted as if she'd never left the old McDonald's and didn't
Hey,
address
for
the
subbing,
situation
you
at
can
all.
look at the gold plaque for
She
2
resumed her
seconds. 1,
usual
2.
attempts at small talk and disturbing remarks, but I simply ignored everything
No,
she said.
it's
Got my order.
it's chicken and gravy
I decided not to go
and
to
mashed
McDonald's
potatoes.
for a while, and only had it when a few friends placed orders at their apartment.
That's like gravy on my.
I didn't know if Mary still worked there, but I wasn't eager to find out. One afternoon, while
It's
walking
real?
home
What's
after
real?
getting groceries, someone suddenly bumped into me out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was too heavy to put on the wall like this one, so it's like sitting here. I think I'm gonna start a new thing where I
And
eat stuff off
apologizing
my
as she
plaque
joined me to pick up the groceries.
on my other
When I
channel.
looked up to thank her, I was shocked to see Mary
Who's your
standing.
best YouTuber? I like
remember
Matt
the
Pat.
silence as my
Do you know
mind rose.
Game Theory?
Was this woman stalking me, or was this
No,
just
he's
a
not on it
coincidence?
anymore, so I don't really watch it.
After standing there in silence, Mary finally said, "Well, young man, I'm in a hurry, so
Boxton,
sorry
thank you
about
for the
that,"
sub.
and left, acting like she didn't know who I was. I brushed it off again as a coincidence and walked home. As I got home, I realized my house
Thank you
keys
for the
weren't on,
subscribe.
but I was in a hurry
Tamala.
and figured I had probably left without them. So I
My
quickly got
LA
spare
buddy.
key from under the mat, dropped my groceries inside, and left to
You're
meet up
from
with my
LA? I
pal.
grew up in LA. Not in
My
LA,
coworkers
but
and I spent a
in
couple
the
of
Inland
hours
Empire.
getting drunk and
You know
playing
where that
games
is.
on our day off. I left.
How many
and
legs
headed
do I
home.
have?
But as I
3.
opened my door,
Woo!
something about it felt different. That feeling you get when someone else has been in your home was everywhere.
Thank you for
But
subbing
I
a
was
few months
wasted,
ago.
and all I wanted
That's
to do
even
was
better.
take a shower.
I appreciate
So
you
I quickly
staying.
looked around and headed to the bathroom. Later that night, I was alone in my
It's-
living room.
Is
watching
that in the
HBO when
morning?
my phone rang.
3:28 in the morning?
HBO when my phone rang. I was curious about who could be
Oh,
calling
so
me
you're
so
on
late at night.
on like the
So
East
I answered
Coast.
with a simple hello. There wasn't a voice on the other
Do I
end,
like
but I could
horses?
hear
Sure,
someone
I've ridden
breathing
them.
heavily for about a minute before finally
live in
hearing
Arizona.
a whispery voice say, "Come upstairs." I ended the call
It's
immediately,
12:30
assuming
for
it
me.
was some kids playing a prank. But something about it felt off,
Hmm.
and despite my efforts, I couldn't stop thinking about it and how I felt someone was
What's
in
my
my
favorite
home
YouTuber?
earlier
I
that
said
day. About
Matt
3
Pat.
minutes later,
I
my
like to
phone
watch
rang
Game
again,
Theory.
and it was the same number. I simply ignored it and tried to talk to it.
I need some water.
That's when I
Though.
heard a noise coming from upstairs. I quickly switched off the TV and decided to listen more closely to make sure I wasn't hearing things. Sure enough, I heard a loud noise from upstairs, followed by another, and soon enough, I could tell they were footsteps, and someone was actually in my home. I quickly grabbed my phone and called the police before heading to the kitchen and grabbing a knife. The house was silent for the next few minutes, so I began to walk up the stairs slowly to make sure there was actually an intruder. As I checked each room one after the other, I began to calm down and question if I heard anything at all. Eventually, there was only one room left to check, and as I opened the door to the guest room, I was filled with a feeling of relief as all I could see was an empty room. And the sense of relief I had just gotten was quickly overcome with fear.
Uh-oh.
As
There's
out of
fear.
the corner of my eye,
Text what?
I could see a figure standing behind the door. Before I could say
It's
anything,
cheese potatoes
the
are
person jumped on me, knocking the knife out of my hand and set it
Oh,
up
it's a
on
dick
top of
nose.
me,
This is
pinning both
attacking
my
her.
arms under her.
You're missing out on the dick
In
nose.
that
Look at
moment,
this girl's
all I
dick
could
nose.
feel was terror as Mary looked me dead in the eyes before proceeding to grab the knife I had dropped. Mary slowly brought her head closer to me and began to sniff me, like she was taking in deep breaths.
My eyes are dry too.
My skin began to crawl, and I began to
Do I
struggle
play
to get
Roblox?
free.
I have
But there
Roblox.
was
I
no
don't know
use,
how I
as
play
Mary
it.
was a lot heavier than I was. She eventually stopped sniffing me and proceeded to say, "Oh, I
Yeah, I'm
missed
watching
you so
scary
much,
stories,
baby. But
animated.
you've been avoiding me lately. You look
I'm gonna
so
I'm gonna
tasty
probably
today.
start streaming some
I had
tomorrow.
to see you. And well, now
I don't know what
I
my
have to take
favorite
a
song
little
is.
bite."
I can't think.
She smiled and continued, "Now, it'll hurt a little,
I don't know.
but I'm sure you don't mind, darling."
Taking
Mary
Back
broke
Sunday,
down the
cute
knife in
without
my
the
hand,
E.
taking my pinky finger clean off.
I'm an old man. Hey, if you're in here right now, you
And I
should
couldn't help but
you
let
should
out a
like
piercing
the
scream.
you should like it.
Blood began to spill everywhere.
Tap the screen
And Mary
real
couldn't
quick.
hold back her laugh as she threw my
Because there's
finger in
like
her
70
mouth
people in
and
here and I
chewed it
only
down
have 20
until
likes.
nothing remained. At that point, I had begun to
Hold
close
on.
my eyes as I slowly lost consciousness of my bed. That's when Mary said,
I'm gonna make a
"Baby, don't do that. I was just
I'm gonna start a poll.
one of your tastier parts." She then proceeded to hold my eyelids open as she lowered the knife slowly towards my eye. Before I could begin to plead with her, police sirens filled the air, and I was immediately filled with relief. Mary quickly got off me and pointed the knife at me, saying, "No. How did they find out, baby? You didn't cause them, did you?" One look at the woman in front of me, and I could tell she was absolutely crazy. She began pacing the room and was visibly worried, so I decided it was better to play into her game than act out, as I already knew how far she was willing to go. "I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was you waiting for
I'm
me,
hungry.
so I called them.
I need more.
Just let me go down there and send them away, and I'll be right
Stop
back."
asking.
Mary looked at me with what seemed to be relief, and I could tell she truly believed what I had just said.
Stop
She
skipping your
replied,
text. What's your text?
"All right, honey. Be quick now." And lowered the knife, letting me leave.
Me what?
I bolted downstairs with one thing in mind. Get as
Thank
far
you.
away
6
from
people
Mary as I
liked
could.
it.
As I stepped out of the house, I was met by a group of officers.
You're my
They
favorite
asked if
YouTuber.
anyone
Thank
else was
you.
in the house before storming in and exiting with Mary in the next few minutes.
I appreciate that.
Mary was taken away in tears as she screamed at me for betraying her and not keeping my word, confirming to the
Thank you
police
for being.
that she was completely crazy. In the last few days,
Thank you,
I've been
Amanda.
informed by the authorities that
I
Mary
need
is
more
wanted
food.
in several states for
I think I'm gonna
multiple
make
counts
some
of
more.
rape, assault, and suspicion of cannibalism. I was lucky enough to be the only one of her victims.
What's my favorite song? Yours is Somewhere Only We Know. Yeah, that's a good one. Somewhere only we know. It's 3:33. That means you're on the East Coast. Where do you live? Like, you either live in you either live in New York or Florida. Which one is it? 18%. That's crazy. Who's the 18%? These are some crazy numbers I'm hearing right now. Hey, Jemin, thank you for being a fan. I appreciate it. Sorry if I didn't answer you. I didn't mean to. Maybe it's this one? I don't know what I'm eating right now. Okay, I'm just gonna press some buttons and hope it gets cooked. I don't know. I'm really hungry right now. But nothing's open. Oh, except for... Nah, I don't want to drive.
We're here when we can leave all our problems behind and concentrate on being happy, even if it's just for a day or two. The story I'm about
Hey,
to
thank
tell
you for not...
is just
Thank you
before
for
Christmas. In
not
those
skipping.
days when we were getting ready for the
It's
holidays,
2:30 where you are. That's
all
cool.
happy
You live in
times.
Indiana. Hey,
What neither I
Yeah.
nor my children expected
Indiana.
was
I
that
think.
those moments of happiness would be interrupted.
Probably right.
Because we had an appointment with the unknown.
Miami to Kenya. I
Something
am
we didn't
in
understand at the
Arizona.
time. And still
And it
till
is
today was stalking.
12:35.
And you know what? It still is.
Thank you for tapping.
don't know
We're
what
almost
to get,
matched likes to taps.
how
There's
can you
49 people in here and 26 people
It all
liked.
started on a snowy day. During those days, we decided
Hey,
to
Kai
take a mini
Games, how are
vacation
you?
and went to my parents'
Like the
country
screen real quick.
house. My wife was hesitant to go.
It's
since we had a lot of work to
5:42.
do
Where
to
the
get back.
heck do you live?
But the kids were
Amanda
on vacation
Ashley.
from school and
5:42.
insisted
I don't know
all
where that
year to
would
go.
be. Oh, you're in
So we
England,
arose.
huh?
It was only a few days before Christmas. We had already
Joan,
built the
thank you
Christmas
for coming in. I
and
appreciate
decorated
it.
our house in town. But the cabin still lacked
Why
the
did it-
Christmas spirit.
Didn't know that
We
you
brought some
do
decorations
live
to
streams.
beautify
Sometimes
the
I do.
But to my surprise, my parents had left.
I don't really have a lot of time because I
A
make a lot of
human-sized
commercials. If
Santa
I didn't
Claus.
make commercials, I'd be live
It
streaming
looked
like for an
an
hour a day
animatronic, but
probably.
It was very strange.
I'm
It
gonna
was too thin.
probably live stream tomorrow, but I'm gonna be
You
on
know,
my
Santa
computer
Claus
and I'm
is
gonna
a
watch.
symbol
I'm gonna
of
watch
Santa.
videos and react to them.
Fat with a huge smile. But there
Hi
was something
Yeso,
weird
how
about
are
this.
you? Shout out to Yeso for no reason. I don't know why.
Santa Claus was a child's nightmare. I was about to put it away, but my kids saw it at the same time.
Don't be saying that,
For
bro.
some reason, they liked it.
Thank you, Joan. I appreciate you.
Other than that, they continued
I think this is gonna explode if I don't like do this.
The kids seemed
I don't know why I'm so freaking hungry. This is roasted turkey. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 minutes. Remove film and stir, and then put it back in for $1 for a minute. I'm your favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Kai. Kai Games. Shout out to Kai Games. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember you from Trench Mobs Live.
I could watch him run in the direction of my children. I could see him walk very naturally.
Which game at your computer? I don't know. I can play anything on my computer. I'm trying to fix some things.
I told my wife to call the police as soon as possible while I went to get our children and protect them from their attacker. At that point,
By the way, I'm not Joan, you're John. Oh, John.
I
Okay.
had to go as soon as possible.
John. So you're like...
I did not go in the direction of my children.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can stir this real quick. Don't look at anything in my office. This is a very... Yeah, that looks nothing like the picture, bro. It looks like what I just ate, to be honest. I don't... Maybe I should have just ate the lasagna.
A little confident from the lie of business. I tried to take him down, but that's when despair and
I
desperation
just
took over my
doing
mind.
something, and you need to fix some stuff. What do I need to fix?
About to knock him down,
Sing Teletubbies? I don't know any Teletubbies.
fear and sadness.
Mewing Team.
Defeated
Sure.
pride.
Shout out to Mewing Team.
My chest, the pain I felt. This was not the pain of a physical attack. It was not the pain of an illness. It wasn't
Wow.
the pain one feels when one is feeling.
Looks like we're almost caught up. If you're in the live, tap the screen because we're almost at the same amount of viewers as likes.
Aware of what was happening to me. Possibly in some way.
You're gonna come back later?
Since he didn't
All right.
inch from my attack, knowing what was going to happen. After a few seconds that felt like hours, I gathered all my strength.
I don't know how to Google that. I don't know what that is. OMZ.
It was so great that even though it faded as soon as Santa left, it still haunted me. For me,
Okay.
I stayed on the ground surrounded by ice.
Muffin999 gets a shout out. The Assassin Reaper, thank you for coming back.
And I wouldn't let them feel
Shout out
for
to
a
you
second
too, bro.
what I felt at that moment, or worse.
Man, I might be getting
I get
tired
up and ran
though.
as
Look
fast
how
as I could, to be honest. My children and Santa
I might get
were
off in a
already
little
far
bit
away in the forest.
after I
But
eat.
the sound of their screams guided
This
me on the
turkey
right
has
path.
epinephrine.
With every
Niddle.
centimeter I ran, I could feel that horrible feeling taking over my
Alexandra, what's up?
body. The pain
Oh,
in my
you want a
chest
shout out
became
too?
Bigger and bigger.
Alexandra 4538.
The screams
there you go.
became closer than ever until, crying against the tree, I found my two children. In front of them, the strange figure walked slowly in their direction.
Oh, there's a creepy Santa
As
Claus.
soon as I saw this image, I turned to Santa Claus.
Shoot him.
You would think that nothing had changed from the last
Shoot
time
that
I
guy.
did it, and ended up on the ice crying. But for me, everything had
You
changed.
just came back from a holiday? Cool.
This time, I was
Thank you
watching
for being
as
a fan.
the strange being was about to attack my
I feel like I don't
children,
have
and
any
at that
fans
moment, I didn't care about anything
on
but
YouTube
protecting
anymore because
I ignored
everybody
the pain,
steals my
the
sounds
fear,
and
the
doesn't give me
sadness,
credit.
the cold.
So I'm getting
All I
like
could see was
I'm
the
getting like
stink approaching my
3,000 views
children.
while everybody else is getting like
With
hundreds
a
of
war
thousands
cry,
off my
I
sounds.
lunged at it and knocked it to the ice.
It'd be nice if
Blinded
you know
by
when you
rage,
have
I
a million
realized
subscribers and you use somebody's sound, it would be nice if they tagged you, right?
all the
Because you
feelings
know
of fear
all
and
these
desperation had vanished
TikTokers,
the moment
I
made
mean all
contact.
these YouTubers who are you
Now
do
I
the
was
same
doing
thing I
nothing
do,
more
they're
than
using
hitting
my
an
voice.
inanimate object while my children
So
cried
if
beside
you
me.
don't know that, then
When I
like
realized
that's
this, I stepped aside
it's
and
my
went to
voice.
hug my children
Just so
while
you guys
Santa
know.
stood destroyed next to us. It was all over.
because I know they don't give you credit. They
Once
don't
we
tell
got
you
back,
about that.
I threw all the parts of that Santa Claus in the trash and put a new one once we got home. I'll be honest with you. The new Santa Claus didn't last more than 2 days. Maybe I was still a little paranoid, but I could swear that every once in a while, I felt like it wasn't in the same position I left it in. As if his head or limbs were moving when
In
no
the
one was
last
watching.
like year and a half,
Also,
I have never had
I couldn't
this
shake
little
this
of.
feeling.
Do I
This
play
feeling of
Monopoly Go?
paranoia
I did an
that
ad
when
for
I was near
Monopoly
him,
Go. I played it for a
was
little bit.
constantly being watched. For their part, my children didn't talk about it. But I could see in
Alexandra.
their eyes that they were terrified.
My shout out buddy. I
At first, my wife
play
thought everything
pretty
I
much
told her was a
nothing.
joke. But over time, she began to believe us. Although part of her thinks it's a strange collective
I
paranoia.
might do some Halloween
I can't
stuff.
blame her,
So.
and I can't blame you if you don't believe me. Not even in my wildest nightmares could I think something like this could happen. But I guess, as a human, there are things we can never understand.
Look at all this
And you know what?
stuff.
It's okay.
I don't know what I'm eating
I don't
here.
want to understand what happened that day.
Doesn't quite
I
look
just
like
don't
what
want it to
I
happen
ordered.
again.
No,
I just
just
want my family to be safe.
You want to see it?
Working at Burger
That
King
one-
was an average job for a
Not
guy
as
like
good
me.
as the other one.
Often the nights were quiet, with only a handful
I think
of
it's
customers
turkey,
coming in for a quick dinner
broccoli,
before closing.
and potatoes.
But on that particular night, the story I'm about to tell you was
I hope this cooked
anything
right.
but
I
ordinary.
usually save the boxes because they won't
I was
fit in my
alone on the
fridge.
night shift, as usual, and the clock
You
read
play
10
Roblox?
p.m. When it all
I
started.
should play Roblox. I try.
The night was cold and dark, and the rain was pounding on the windows
what's
of the
wrong with my
restaurant,
hair. I need to
creating
get
a
it cut.
gloomy atmosphere.
My dad needs to fix it.
I had finished cleaning the tables and was about to close.
Look at how like
when
long
I saw
it
a
is right
lone
there.
man standing outside in the pouring rain. He wore a black jacket and a hat that hid half his face, but something about his posture sent a shiver down my spine. I still couldn't refuse entry to a
You
customer,
try acid?
so I
Sure I
opened the
did.
door for him.
But I won't say that.
The man walked in without saying a word, just
Did I play
staring
Brawl
at me
Stars?
with
I
his
played it
cold,
once, but
dark
I don't
eyes.
play it. I told you I don't really
He
play
ordered
any
a
games.
hamburger and a soda, and I prepared his order.
Your username is
The atmosphere of
my
the restaurant
username
was
is the same as
strange,
my
as
name
if
without the
silence
test.
and tension had taken over the place. As I delivered his food, I tried to make friendly conversation, but the man didn't respond. He just kept staring at me.
I don't like it as much as the other
Something in
stuff.
his
The
gaze
shroom.
made me uneasy, but
The
I
Mario
decided not to
Party?
pay much attention to it.
I like
the man
that
sat in
better.
a corner of the restaurant, alone, silent.
No way. What?
I continued with my usual tasks,
Catnap?
but
What's
I
up?
couldn't help but feel watched. A few minutes
Your cat
passed,
died?
and
I'm
I
sorry to
noticed
hear
that
that.
the man didn't touch his food. He just sat there, looking at me.
You notice how there's no horror films
I
about
felt
In and Out?
uncomfortable,
They
as
just
if
have horror
I
films
were in a
about like
scene
Burger
from a horror
King and.
movie. Finally, I decided to approach him and ask if everything was okay. I walked up to his table and
I'm
spoke
sorry
to him.
about your cat. I lost a
Is
cat. 3
everything
years
all
ago.
right, sir? The man looked up.
No, I'd love to play games, and I'd play them with you. I'd stream it,
Disturbing way.
but
It was a smile that didn't reach
TikTok's
his
got me
eyes,
so busy.
and
I
his
don't really
teeth
get
looked
too much
sharp
time.
as knives.
You know,
At that moment, I knew
that's how I make
something wasn't
most of my
right,
money.
but I couldn't just let
So
it go.
I can't.
The man finally spoke, and his
I
voice
like
was
games.
soft and creepy. I like your restaurant.
I like your restaurant.
It's a good place to be alone.
Good night. How are you doing, Rose?
I
Thank
didn't
you
know what
for
to
coming
answer,
in.
So I
I
just
hope you're doing
nodded
good.
and walked away
I'm doing
from his
good.
table. I walked
You're
back
new,
to the
Rico.
counter,
Welcome
tried
in.
to ignore
Everybody,
the
W in the
uneasy
chat
feeling
for
that came over
Rico.
me.
Woo!
The night
W,
was slowly
W,
progressing, and the man
Rico,
was still sitting in
Rico.
his corner, not touching his food. I decided to call the manager and tell
I've only
him
played
what was going
Roblox
on.
like twice,
The call was mysteriously cut
and I didn't
off
know. I didn't know the
before I could say a
controls
word.
very well.
I felt like I was
This is like crap.
trapped in a silent nightmare.
This is why you don't buy the like.
I decided to take a
Thank you,
break. and head
Catnap, for
to
the W.
bathroom. I needed a moment
Rose,
to regain
that's
my
good.
composure. While I was in the bathroom, I heard footsteps outside. As I came out, I saw the man walking around the restaurant, looking at everything as if he were inspecting every nook and cranny. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I couldn't stay hidden in the bathroom forever. When I returned to the counter, the man approached and finally broke
You
the
subscribed? Thank you, Rico.
silence. You haven't.
Rico subscribed too. Woo!
I like
Emma, hola, ¿cómo estás?
His words were unsettling, and
Hello.
his gaze kept boring a hole into me.
Dame centavos, por
I
favor.
didn't know how to respond, so I simply said,
You
"Thank
liked and sub.
Trying
Thank
to
you. We're
improve.
almost more likes
The
than
clock
we have
struck midnight,
viewers.
and the man still wouldn't touch his
That'd be
food.
cool.
At that moment, I realized I couldn't let this continue. I asked him if he needed anything else, if he was satisfied with his dinner. I need you to show me the kitchen.
Shout out OMZ.
My heart began to pound. I was not allowed to show customers
I'm
the
eating
kitchen,
something
and
gross.
Something
I don't
about
know.
the way he was
I think it's
asking
turkey.
made me even more uneasy.
I don't know. I'm not
politely
liking it. This is
explained that I
like
couldn't do
cafeteria
that,
food.
that it was against restaurant policy. The man was unfazed. He simply got up from his
What's up,
chair and
Ham?
started walking
Ham?
towards the kitchen.
What's going on?
I reacted as quickly as I could and started to press the panic button behind the
Bro,
counter.
go to
I
bed.
didn't know if it was working.
Just kidding.
The button
You
did
subbed
react.
catnap?
Didn't make
Poppy,
any sound.
catnap, Poppy,
Who
playtime.
knows?
Isn't that like
Maybe
two
it
different
didn't work
things?
months ago. Maybe it never worked. Terrified,
Oh.
I made a really bad decision.
Shout
Driven by
out
pure fear
OHM.
combined with my survival instinct.
What's my name
I
is
ran
Jonathan.
after him, trying to
What's
stop
your
him.
name? Rose?
I begged him not
A
to
Rose
come
by
in,
any
but
other
he
name.
wouldn't listen.
Would be so
When he
sweet.
reached the kitchen, he stopped and started looking around as if he was.
I like
looking for
ice cream,
something.
not pizza. I like
felt
pizza
trapped
and ice
between my
cream.
duty to protect the restaurant and the fear that was gripping me. The man walked over to one of
If
the
you
meat
haven't
cleavers
tapped
we had
the
in kitchen
screen,
and
tap
picked
it
up.
so I can get some likes.
At that moment,
Like this video
I
real
knew
quick.
I had to do something. I grabbed the frying pan and prepared to defend myself, even though it
You're gonna
was
sub
clear
to
I
me?
was
Thank
at
you,
a
Linnell.
disadvantage.
I appreciate
You
it.
know what silence is.
Emma, what's up? Kai Gamer, thank you for being a fan. I appreciate you.
Silence can be
Your
scary.
name's Daily.
Right.
That's a cool name.
The man advanced
My name's
towards
Boring
me,
John.
his blade held high. I
Kinto?
prepared to defend myself.
You're a
with the
Kinto?
frying
I thought you were
pan, but
Rico.
It was useless.
I thought you were Rico
Laughing, he pulled the
Suave.
pan out of my hand as if I were a child
Kinto,
playing
nice
with
to meet
something
you.
dangerous.
You subbed?
I
Emma,
cornered
woo!
Emma. I fell to
Sub!
the ground crying, accepting my fate, aware that I couldn't do anything
If I was
to
on
defend myself
my
against this man.
TV,
In retrospect, I could
whatever.
have tried to
I
run.
don't think
I
I
could
can
have
eat
thrown
this meat. I
myself
bet
at
you it's too hot.
Anything would have been
Or
better
not.
than just giving up like that. But you know, it really is impossible to
It
act
tastes like it
logically in
looks.
that situation. All I could think of was that a few
What's
hours
your
earlier
virtual?
I was at home,
What do you
getting
mean?
dressed for a boring workday, thinking
Hi,
about what to eat
Candace.
when I get home.
I hope you have a good day.
Suddenly, it was all over. Now I was
Bruh.
condemned to death by a man I didn't know.
Bruh.
His motives were totally unknown. I was just simply going to be the victim of a sick man who was going to kill me for fun. As if knowing what I was thinking and how defeated I felt. The man left the knife on the table.
What's up, beautiful
and began
Twilight?
to rub his hands across my neck.
Assassin
enjoying every
Reaper's back.
second in which I couldn't defend myself.
Hey, Hamd.
At that moment, I realized something even more.
You're my
terrible.
biggest fan.
The
Thank
knife
you.
was just to scare me more.
Thank
but
you, Daily. Is
he
that
never
your name?
intended to use it.
Stop
I mean,
skipping
he
my
didn't need
chest.
He just
I don't
wanted
even
to
know what
torture
that
me,
means, bro.
to make my
Your
death
text?
last as long as possible.
Is that what you were trying to say?
I could see in his face, in his sick,
Thank you
and
for
twisted
being my
eyes,
fan,
how he was
Gemini.
going to
I
enjoy
just
what
see
he was
you.
about to do to me. Slowly, the
Go
man
to
put
sleep,
his hands
buy
on my
a
neck.
scary old
I
movie.
could feel the veins. And
Whatever you
pain
do!
getting more
Oh,
and more
wait.
pronounced.
What is it?
Very slowly.
Oh
his hands
no!
applied
This creepy
pressure to
doll.
my neck.
Oh no! You're gonna wake up at 3 a.m. with this creepy doll in your room. If you don't want to wake up with it, please like this video, comment, then subscribe.
What would happen first? Would I die of suffocation? Would my neck break? All I could think about was
Oh, no!
my girlfriend, my pet. What were they doing right now? Could they have imagined that I was about to die?
Oh no! You're about to wake up at 3 a.m. with this creepy doll in your room. If you don't want to wake up with it, hold your breath in 3, 2, 1, then like this video, comment no dolls, then subscribe.
The man stopped and listened. For a moment, the tension
We can be
in the
friends,
kitchen
Hannah.
vanished. Police lights
Oh,
flashed
I did the
outside,
clown
and we
one?
heard
Yeah,
the
I did that
officers
one.
Enter the restaurant. The officers approached the man.
Oh no! Oh no, you're about to wake up in your...
The
Oh.
emergency button.
Oh no, there's gonna be a creepy clown in your room at 3 a.m. If you don't want a clown, hold your breath in 3, 2, 1, then like this video, comment no clowns, then subscribe. And there won't be a clown in your
The
room.
smile remained etched in my mind.
It's okay.
After he
You don't
was
have to
taken
chat
away.
very good.
Calm returned to the restaurant. My manager arrived soon after.
Oh no, you're gonna wake up with catnap in your
At
room.
the same time.
No, that'll be my
I
next one.
explained what had happened.
Maybe during
He thanked
Halloween.
me for taking steps to protect the place. He assured me that the man would not cause trouble again. But I was
Name
no
a plane
longer
for an...
interested.
I don't know any
I would
planes
never
except for a
set foot in that
747.
Burger King again.
I don't know any plane names.
Although the man was arrested, I never knew who he
Hey,
was.
so Daly's
Why
not
did
going
he
to
come
have
the
any clowns in his
restaurant
room.
that night?
Everybody else is is
The
going to have
experience
clowns.
left me with a lingering sense of unease. and
Good job,
fear.
Daly. Everybody
The
else is...
silence and the look of the psychopathic man stayed with me long after he was taken away. That night of terror at Burger King was an
Hey,
experience.
somebody made
Never.
somebody asked me for a fruit for an
I
edit,
learned
and I
that
said
sometimes
kiwi. And then I
people
told
can
him to
lurk in
tag
the
me,
most
and he did.
unexpected places, and that silence can be more terrifying than any scream. Since then,
Robotic
I never looked at
2031
him
shout out.
again.
Robotic
I
2031
always
shout
made
out.
sure the doors
Welcome
to my
back,
house were
Linnell.
locked at night because I couldn't help but feel that.
Hey, you know me from...
that
See, you
man
know
would
me
come
from
back to my
TikTok.
house.
I am the best at all filters, and nobody can beat me. Or wait. Only geniuses can beat this filter.
2014, my team and I had decided to finally investigate the old asylum that stood alone and abandoned in Williamsburg, Virginia. This particular abandoned asylum... had
Apparently,
been the town
this
for
filter
years.
is impossible.
Multiple stories
But I am the best at all
abandoned
filters,
about
so watch me
snuck
cook.
in and were found days later completely silent and void of themselves. According to the locals, the government
Scary
followed up
story?
by launching an investigation,
I'm watching Scary
sending
Story.
officials
Tomorrow's
to uncover
school?
what had
I
happened.
know.
But their findings were
I
so
should do
grave, they
Scary
decided to sweep the
Stories
case under the
schools.
rug, hiding all students, parents, and officials who entered the asylum. The case was eventually buried, and the asylum was completely sealed off as toxic and harmful. The history of the asylum, while it was functioning, was still unknown, and the details of the students who...
I bet you they have one. True school lockdown animated horror. That looks good.
I'm a teacher.
You're sleeping?
This
Go
is
to
something
bed.
that happened a couple of years
Ham,
ago.
go to bed.
It was during my fourth
Yeah,
year
I'm
teaching
gonna
at the
probably
high
go to
school
bed
that I
soon,
still
too.
currently teach at. I teach math and had 4 different classes throughout the day that semester. It kept
Don't
me very
talk,
busy
quiet.
between teaching, preparing lessons, and
You
grading
go into
assignments.
Russian mode in 3, 2.
One day, about a month into the school year, I was teaching.
Can I get a
my
shout out?
It was the first hour of the day. and I was in the
McKenna's
middle of going
mom?
through a problem
Are you
on the whiteboard.
McKenna's?
That's
Are you
when the phone
McKenna's?
rang in my classroom. I
That's
paused
cool
what I
that
was
you know
doing
me
and
from
walked
TikTok,
over to
though.
answer it. I was
Or do
told
you just-
the school was being locked
are you on my
down,
other
but
channel?
I wasn't told why. After that, the announcement came over the entire school intercom. Some of the kids in class started to talk and asked me what the cause of the lockdown was. I honestly didn't know, and I told them that. I did what I was supposed to do and turned out the lights and locked the doors. I instructed the students to the back of the
McKenna.
classroom.
Shout out to
There were 20
McKenna.
kids in my class, and they all did what I said.
For
I
real?
still wanted
You're
to
not
know
kidding?
why
What are
we were in
you
a
talking
lockdown.
about?
I knew this was not.
What
the
was I
truth,
eating?
and
I was
pretty
eating
curious
like
myself.
turkey something. It was kind
I went
of...
to my desk.
It was
and
all
sat
right.
down in the chair.
Actually, at the end, it was pretty good because there was like a little gravy in the bottom.
Which felt like forever. After about 10 minutes, my cell phone started vibrating. It was on top of my desk, and I picked it up to see who was calling me. It was a number that I didn't recognize.
My move what? I don't
I
even
was
know what you're
about to
talking
let
about,
it
man.
ring, but I thought it was possibly information about the lockdown. It may have been from another teacher whose number I didn't
Look
have.
at I could do
It could have been from
ventriloquism.
another staff member as well. That's what was going through my mind. at the moment. At the last minute,
Hey,
I
loser.
accepted the
No,
call.
I'm just kidding.
I held the phone up to my ear and listened as I heard a
Channels.
man start to speak.
I used to
didn't
have a
even recognize
TikTok,
his
but
voice.
yeah, my
He spoke
TikTok got
professionally and told me that I was
my
needed
TikTok
in the
got
principal's
banned. I used to have like
office
700,000
immediately.
followers.
I asked why.
That's
and
why I
was told
moved
that it
over
would be
here.
discussed when I
I
got
moved
there.
over here last
I was
October.
very confused.
So in October
I said
it'll
I
be a
couldn't
year
leave my class,
on here.
and I was told that I needed to go anyway.
Catnap, when you go,
Then
I'm
he
gonna
hung
go.
up.
How about
I saw
that?
my students looking at me, no doubt wondering what I was told on
What
the
are
phone.
you talking about,
Then
Assassin
one of them
Reaper? Where are you
spoke up
from?
And asked. I
That
told
looks
him the truth
very
and said somebody
suspicious.
asked me
I'm
to
gonna be on the
principal's, and I
FBI
really
list.
didn't know why.
I'm just kidding.
I was debating whether I
Hammed,
should go or not.
hammed.
I got up from
What's
my
up,
desk
McKenna's?
and walked
What's
over to
gang
the door.
about?
Then I looked out the window and into the hallway. It was very empty. But then I saw someone. It was sort of
Do I
far
play
to the
sports?
left, just barely.
What's
in
my
sight.
favorite sport?
There was a man
Football
standing
or
there
basketball?
wearing all black, including a ski mask.
To watch?
I quickly moved back
Football.
after seeing him. One of the students
Baseball is
asked me
my
if I
favorite
was going
sport.
to go, and I said no, I wasn't.
But I like
So
watching
everyone would
football.
Stay at the back of the class, and I joined them.
Like
I
the
had
football,
no clue
football.
Who the person in the hallway
I used
was,
to like
but the
basketball
fact
back
that
in
they
the
were wearing
day.
A ski mask could not be.
That's
good.
it, Assassin Reaper. I don't know what's going on.
Lockdown. I didn't want my students to know that the person was so close.
No
to
problem, football legend.
them.
Are you
Very
talking about
silent for a
soccer?
few minutes.
You're a
We
soccer
couldn't hear
legend?
anything from out in the hallways. It felt like
I like
forever.
arena
And the more
soccer a
time that
lot.
went by, the more worried I became.
Your name starts with an
I got
O
another
and
phone
ends
call
with
on
an
my phone from the same
M-Z.
number that I
OMZ.
ignored.
I knew it.
They called back again, and at that point, I turned off my phone entirely. We all waited in the classroom for almost an hour. Finally, I got another call on my phone in the classroom.
Yeah, there's
I
two
walked over
guys
and
who
picked it
copied
up.
my sound, but
I
a
was
lot
told
of
that
people
the
copy
lockdown
my
was
sound
over.
and they don't give me
And
credit.
then there
It
was
kind of
an announcement
sucks
over the intercom letting us know.
because they're getting bigger than me.
Class was over,
Just
and I let the
caught
students
stealing
out.
my sounds without
When I
giving
found
me
out
any
more
credit.
details from the lockdown, I couldn't
It's been
believe
kind
it.
of sucky.
The person in the ski mask was a former student of
Because
our high school.
usually I make
He was
okay
also
money
a
to live
former
off of,
student of
but this
mine
month I'm
who I
not
had
going to make
failed.
money, and
He came
nobody's
back to
giving
the
me
school,
credit for
and he
anything.
was the one who called me on
Who's
my
my
cell
favorite
phone as well.
footballer? Are you talking about
I'm not sure
like
how he got my
soccer?
number, but he did.
In America,
He was
we
trying
call
to
it
get me out of
soccer.
my classroom.
Football's a different
I'm
thing.
not sure what he was planning to do then. Possibly attack me. I don't want to think about that. Luckily, he
I
was
don't have
spotted
a
by
favorite football. I
faculty
don't watch a
member,
lot.
which sent
I
the school
only
into a
watch the World
lockdown.
Cup, really.
Eventually, the police came and were able to
All right,
locate the
Daly.
suspect
Nice
and catch
to
him,
meet you.
although he was able to evade them for quite a while. I still can't believe it, even to this day.
Yeah, they should
can't
know me.
imagine what would have happened
I've been
had I left
talking
the
to
classroom.
YouTube about it,
It was too strange, though, and I
but
never really
they should
seriously
really start
considered
giving
it.
me credit.
I could
I'm
tell
gonna.
that something
I think
was
I'm
really
gonna start
suspicious.
blocking him.
Still, I will never forget seeing him in the hallway.
I'm definitely gonna block him
Scariest sights
in
of my
October
life.
because I'm gonna do a Halloween theme. I'm gonna do like a bunch of Halloween sounds, new ones that nobody's heard, and I don't want them using them.
For some detail, I'm a female, and was
'Cause
a
nobody
junior
gives
at
me
the time this
credit.
took place. I used to walk to school.
Hey, okay, bye,
Because I
Daly.
lived pretty close to the school, so
I'm not a
usually
big fan
took
of.
me around 10 to 15
I'm
minutes to
American,
walk
so
there.
I don't
And
watch
would
soccer
take
very
sidewalks
often.
basically
We
the
do
entire
watch.
way.
I like arena soccer. I had
That's
season
what I
tickets
usually
for
did
arena
at about
soccer. That was
7:30
fun.
a.m. because school started at 7:50. After walking
I like
out
the
front
hand.
door and leaving my house with my backpack, I saw.
I
a
don't even know
car
what
on
you're
the side of
saying.
the
Why are you
street.
crying, bro?
It was right in front of the sidewalk where I would walk past. I had never seen it before, so I didn't know who it was. I planned to just go right past it, but when I did, I saw the passenger side window rolling down. Somebody said something.
Yeah.
And I looked over.
So if you ever hear my
It was
voice,
an
it's
older,
not really
dark gray
mine.
BMW,
If you
and the
hear my
driver
voice
was a
and it's not
young-looking
me,
guy, but seemed to be a little
all
bit
these sounds
older
are
than
mine.
me. He then
90%
asked
of
me
the
if I
people
knew
who
the ride
copy
to
me,
school.
they're
I'd
not
never
using
seen
my
this guy
sound. They don't
before.
even use
Didn't
their own
think they even
sounds.
went
I'm the
to
only
the
one who
school.
makes my own
He
sound.
told me his name was, I think, Ryan, but I can't remember exactly. He said which school he went to.
Messi
which
or
happened to be a
Ronaldo?
school in the next city
I would
over.
say Messi.
Then he said that he was
Over
good
career.
friends with Erica, who happened to be one of my best
You're back to
friends.
speaking English. That's good.
Apparently, he was going to pick her up.
There's
He was
America.
going to pick me up as well
America.
and give us
You
both
speak
rides to
English,
school.
America.
I said no thanks. I had never heard Erica talk about this guy before, and it just seemed really weird. The guy asked me why not, and I said maybe some other time. I wanted
Ronaldo's
to
better.
confirm with
What are you
Erica
talking
if she
about,
knew this guy at
bro?
all. I figured there was
I'm
a
just
chance
saying,
that she was friends with
To
him,
be honest,
but she hadn't
career-wise, I
said
think
anything to me about this.
Messi's better, but he's been
Obviously,
around
I was a
longer.
little bit
Ronaldo would
suspicious.
probably be better.
The guy seemed disappointed. but
Ronaldo
ultimately
over
said
Neymar,
okay.
yeah.
I kept walking down the street as he pulled away in his car and drove past me. But right when he got past me, he stopped his car on the road. He rolled down his window again and said, "Last chance." I said no again, and then he finally drove off. I walked the rest of the way to school and got there at basically my normal time. As I was walking, I texted Erica about it. In that semester of high school, my first hour class was English.
Well, that's because Messi's
By the time I
right.
got to class, I had gotten a response
Here, I'm
from
gonna
Erica.
Google it right now.
I usually didn't get to see her
Who's the
before
best
school
soccer player?
because our first hour classes were on the opposite ends of the school from each other. She said that she didn't even know who I was talking about. I had a feeling that's what she was going to say. This was a mystery to me of who this guy really was and why he tried to pick me up in his car. He knew that I had a friend named Erica, and he also knew where I went to school, but I didn't know him at all. During that same first hour English
Okay.
class, probably about 30 minutes in,
Google's been
the school
active
went into
weird.
a lockdown. I
He's
had
the
no
best
clue what it
soccer
was
man?
for at the time. We had never had a lockdown
Who do you
before in
think?
my entire
Who do
time
you
at the
think
school.
Google says?
Just a few drills. We were all told to sit
Bye,
at the back
Hamd.
of the class. The classroom lights were turned
Mbappe's
off,
good.
and the door was locked by our teacher.
I don't think he's
We all
he's
sat
as
in
good as
mostly silence
Ronaldo
for
or
what felt like
Messi.
a really long time. It didn't really last that long though. It was probably about 20 minutes.
I told you,
The lockdown
Ronaldo
was
over
lifted.
Neymar.
By that time,
Hey,
we
Emma,
were all
what's
very
up?
curious as to
Where'd you get
what was
that
going on.
hands? You stole
By
those
the end
hands.
of the day, I had found out. A man
Angel, thank you for
apparently walked into the
subscribing.
school after class had started, and right past the receptionist. The only door that was open after class started was the front door. He was then spotted by a hall monitor who asked him for a pass.
According to
The guy walked
Google,
past him without saying anything and went to the locker commons.
it's
Then he hid there. and the
Lionel
school was locked
Messi,
down. Unfortunately, the guy ran out from the
Cristiano
locker commons to the
Ronaldo,
nearest
and then
exit and was able to get
Luka.
out. The
Modric.
school and property was searched, but he had
And then
gotten
Mbappe.
away. It was good that he was gone, but it was also bad that he wasn't caught.
Thank you for subbing.
Some of us were
Kenna's
wondering
mom.
where he went, but it could have been anywhere.
Support the real
Wise
creators
words
of all
behind
these
our
sounds
school.
that people
And I
are
think they
stealing
pretty
from you,
much gave up
because
on the
I'm the
search
only
when
one who
they
makes
found out he
sounds.
wasn't on the
If
school
you hear
property
anybody
anymore.
else's
Still,
sound,
I had no clue who the guy
it's not
was
made by
who had
them.
been inside
Even
the
if it's
school.
not my voice, it's
I didn't
stolen
even
off of
connect the
TikTok.
dots at all. After school that day,
Thank you for
I
subbing.
walked home like I always did.
Thank you for
I was less than
subscribing.
halfway there when I once again saw the car.
Yeah,
that was at my
Ronaldo's
house
number 2
earlier.
in the top
I
25
had a bad
ranking,
feeling.
ESPN.
This guy was not who he claimed to be, and I knew that. The car was parked on the side of the road again, on the side that I had to walk past. I sped up and started walking
Let me
faster.
find Neymar.
But
He's
when I
not
got
even
into
on
the
this
car,
like
once again,
top 7. I
heard
gotta
him
look
say
at
something.
25.
His window was already down, and the guy
Let's
said
see.
hi.
He's down
I
here,
looked
man.
over and said hi, all while continuing to walk. He then told me to stop. I didn't, and ignored
Neymar's
him.
pretty.
Then he said,
I haven't seen Neymar
"You know, I
yet.
was in your school earlier." I stopped and couldn't believe what I was hearing. He then started to
Neymar's
laugh.
number
It was
20.
really creepy. He basically bragged about.
Sorry,
how he locked
Neymar's
the
number
school door,
20.
and he managed to escape.
Luca's number 3,
As
it
he was
says.
saying this, he opened his car door and got out. I walked
Neymar's
even
number
faster
20.
until the guy started to run. Then, at that point, I had to start running too. Unfortunately, it seemed as though he was a little bit faster than I was. I could tell that he was gaining on
Number
me.
3 is
I left
Thierry
the sidewalk and
Henry.
ran out into the middle of the road.
Thierry?
Then came possibly one of the
Thierry? I
luckiest
think it's
moments of
Thierry
my entire
Henry.
life. A car started driving down
Messi's
that
number
otherwise
1.
quiet road.
And then it's
I ran
Ronaldo.
straight for the car. When I got close, noticed that it was somebody.
How
that
long have I
actually
been
knew.
streaming? Almost an hour.
It was
I'm
one of
probably
my
going to go
classmates,
to bed.
A guy named Matt.
I did look up
He saw
Neymar.
me
He's number
and stopped
20.
His car. I ran
He's
for the
like way
passenger
down the
side,
list.
while the man chasing me continued to come after me and was about 20 feet back. I got inside of Matt's car and told him to lock the doors. The guy chasing reached the car moments later. The doors locked, and the guy tried getting in and then began pounding on the door when he couldn't.
Who's the best?
Matt asked
According
me
to
who this guy
Google,
was,
it's
and I told him to just get out of there.
it's Messi.
He drove away with the guy standing in the street. I explained to Matt as I got out my phone to call the
Who's
police.
number 25? You
Told
want to
him
know
everything,
25?
and Matt
This is
dropped
like
me
the
off
top
at my
25
house
list.
A short time later. The police came
Buffon.
out and talked with me and my parents and said that they would look out for the car that I
Who
described.
has the most trophies?
That same day, the man was located by the police.
I'm going to have
He'd
to
been
Google
stalking
that.
me
Hold
for
on.
several days without me even knowing. I'm not sure exactly why he went into our school. Maybe he was waiting for me to get back to my locker. He could have honestly passed for a student because he looked young, but he was actually in his mid-20s and not a student at all. This was years ago now, but I still remember it all the time. I'm really glad Matt was driving by when he did. I
Okay,
don't
who
know what
has the
would have
most
happened if
trophies
he
in
had not.
soccer? It says who has more. Messi has 44 and Ronaldo
Today, I
has
was in
30.
school for a seemingly average
30.
Thursday. I was a senior in high school and in my third-hour history class. This was one of my favorite classes because the teacher was really cool. For the story, I'll just
Ever.
call him Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was very laid back and would give us a lot of time to do
Messi's,
homework in class.
I think, the one of
We
all
would rarely
time.
have any actual homework because we could get it all done before we left.
Can you check
He would teach for a
Ronaldo's
bit in the
channel or
beginning,
Messi?
And then the end of class would pretty much
I don't
be
know.
like
I heard
study time.
Ronaldo beat
We
out
could talk
ISO
and get
Speed
work
today.
done. He would even let us
In-
go on our phones
in followers.
or listen to music as we worked. So on this day, it was
That
a normal
makes sense.
class period.
All he needs to
I
do is
often had my
post.
headphones in as I studied, and I did on this day. We were working on our
Who
assignment.
has the most
and I got
trophies?
done early.
Messi does.
I would joke
by a
around
lot.
with Mr. Smith sometimes, as did other students. I remember that I went up to him to turn in my assignment, and he asked me if I wanted to do him a favor. He said that he had to give back
Barrel
some
roll
iPads
on
to
Google.
another
Why would I
teacher.
do that, bro?
We had used them. the
I'm probably gonna
previous
go to
day
bed
for a
right
group
now.
assignment thing.
I'll
There
talk
were
to you
about
guys
10
later, okay?
iPads in this carrying
Thank you for seeing me.
I was happy to do this.
Bye,
It was
guys.
Something to do. to
McKenna's-
get out of class.
Good to see
He
you.
wrote me a pass, and I took the iPad case. It was supposed to go to a teacher's classroom that was a little ways away. I left the classroom with my headphones still in.
All right, I'm going to. Bye.
Then